In the meantime, the Prime Minister of India says he and Canada's Mark Carney have had a very productive meeting. In a post on social media, Narendra Modi says Canada and India have agreed to further advance relations in the coming months, particularly in trade, investment, technology and innovation, energy and education. Modi adds the two countries have set a target of more than $70 billion Canadian by 2030 for bilateral trade. With me now is Tom Mulcair, CTV News political commentator and former NDP leader. Good to see you, Tom.
Good to be with you, Renee.
So this is a stark difference from just a couple of years ago when then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused the Indian government of being involved in a murder on Canadian soil, as you know, driving relations to a low point. Your thoughts, how significant is this today?
Well, that evidence has never gone away, and we haven't had a full answer to it. But what Mark Carney is once again signaling, because he signaled it in the case of China, where Canadian prime ministers were regularly asked in the past, what about human rights in China? And Carney is saying, let's talk about trade. I'm a pragmatist. Same thing with India. Murder of a Canadian on Canadian soil, strong allegations with indications that it was indeed the work of agents of the Indian government. Carney saying, this is about trade. This is about the World Trade Organization. We will. The only thing that he talked about when people said, well, what about frictions? He said, well, when there's frictions in the trade relationship, like Europe, we go to the WTO. We go to the dispute resolution mechanisms. So it's the same type of thing that we've been seeing with Carney, even in the United Arab Emirates, where he was this week. It's like, oh, yeah, they've got issues. They're doing stuff around the world, but Canada needs new trading partners. So Carney is putting all of his eggs in that basket as opposed to putting all of Canada's eggs in the American trade basket in the past. He's going to new partners and showing a lot of flexibility when it comes to issues of human rights and so forth, essentially signaling this is not what trade is about. We'll let them work out their stuff, but we're looking to have a good trading relationship. Now, there are obvious barriers to that, because then when we go after a country like Russia for its illegal invasion of Ukraine and its illegally prosecuted war there, obviously we can put up trade barriers. But what he's saying is overall, when you're dealing with, G20 countries like the ones who are there, we're going to just look past the issues that used to be front and center, like human rights, and we're going to talk strictly about trade. It's an important change of approach, and I'm not sure all Canadians are going to be comfortable with it, but those are three examples just in the past few weeks. He will be going to China to meet with President Xi. He did go to the United Arab Emirates, and of course he did speak again with India's Modi. So it's a clear signal that there is a change.
It's one thing to look past differences, but I do want to bring this up. In its annual report this year, CSIS did warn Canada must be vigilant about continued foreign interference, naming the Indian government. So how does Carney navigate this entire situation?
Those are two different things, and that's really important what you just raised, Renee, because what Carney is saying is, look, with regard to trade per se, we've got dispute resolution mechanisms. We don't let this get in the way. And by the way, it was no accident that Carney said that Canada considers India a reliable trading partner, because you might recall a couple of weeks ago, the Indian High Commissioner to Canada saying, well, you're not quite reliable because sometimes these issues like human rights pop up, and then all of a sudden you're starting to question our trade relationship. That shouldn't happen. What Carney's signaling is he's all in on that. He's going to make that change. With regard to Canada itself and foreign interference in elections in particular here, I think that Carney's going to be very tough on that, because no Canadian government can ever allow a foreign government to start sticking its nose in how we do things here. Word to the wise, if we're going to take that approach, and I think we have to, and it's a good approach, I think that we should remember that when Doug Ford was snapping his suspenders, very proud of himself that he had gone after Donald Trump with $75 million worth of ads during the World Series into the United States, to the untrained eye, that might be very similar to foreign interference in the internal politics of another country. So we've got to commit these things with clean hands, and I think that that's the approach that Carney's taking.
Interesting points you bring up, Tom. Unfortunately, that's our time. We'll have to leave it there. Good to see you as always.
Good to see you too. All the best, Renee.
You too. That's Tom Mulcair, CTV News political commentator and former NDP leader.